a perfect 4-0 record. Westlake's Jax Crockett wanted to push that to a 5-0 record. That nice run led to a field goal, but moments later, the Shafts had the ball again, and they said, why just accept 3 points when we can get 6? Quarterback Cade Klubnik is one of those guys with speed to spare, and it turns out speed is good in football. Westlake stays perfect. Final score 52-7. A few more 6A scores for you. Hendrickson pitched the shutout in their homecoming game, 44-zip over Leander's the final score. And Bowie and Hayes are in a tight one right now. That is a 1-point game in the fourth quarter. Hayes has the lead in that one, 35-34. More scores coming your way. San Marcos traveled to Converse near San Antonio, and things did not go their way. Judson got the win 62-14, and Cedar Park and Rouse put up a basketball score. Rouse gets that win 55-9. All right, back to the highlights, and here's a matchup that just jumped off the schedule tonight. 4-0 Vandergrift taking on 4-0 Vista Ridge. The Vipers have one of the area's top defenses, only allowing 7 points per game. But if there's one thing the Rangers know how to do, it's score. They average over 42 points per game. If you've ever heard that phrase about an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, well, this was the football version of that. And that immovable object had the advantage. That Vandergrift defense was stout as always. The Vipers created some kind of snake pit in the Vista Ridge backfield. Then when their offense got a chance to do something special, well, they jumped at it. Drew Dawson to Trey Mongozi. It's a connection that we have heard about for 5 straight weeks. Those guys were at it again in week 5. The Vipers remain unbeaten. Final score in that one, 31-12.
Well, I mean, it's just about being able to get a district win. That's what it's about. So Vista Ridge is a great opponent, but our guys came ready to play, and to be able to go into half 24-0, I mean, that just shows we're mentally ready to go.
Mentally ready to go. Now to give kudos to our photographer, Scott. Let's go ahead and roll this next video. Oh, who showed off some awesome view of the Pflugerville team taking the field. Do we have the next video? There it is. That's the kudos I want to give. My man Scott showed off that awesome video. No kudos, though, for the Maynard punt team. That bad snap led to a turnover on downs. The Panthers had great field position early on, but they were stuffed on the goal line and had to settle for 3. There would be no settling for Maynard. Later in the first, Taj Brooks showed us why he is already committed to play his college ball at Texas Tech. Just give that young man the ball and watch him work. That carry put points on the board. Let's see what that scoreboard says now. Maynard got the win, 42-17. All right, let's check on District 13 5A. Brenham beat the guys from Cedar Creek 44-20. Eastview marches on against Marble Falls. They win 44-6. Now it's time to take a quick break from the highlight and scores to celebrate what some local athletes do off the field. Every few weeks this season, we here at KVUE will announce a Scholar Athlete of the Month winner. This week, I had a chance to surprise our first Scholar Athlete in his 3rd period class. Take a look. Is there Alan Hernandez in here? Alan, will you stand up for me, please, Alan? I'd like all of you guys to help me give Alan a round of applause. Alan, you are our KVUE Scholar Athlete of the Month. Defensive lineman Alan Hernandez for earning our first Scholar Athlete of the Month award. Alan puts in hard work both on and off the field. He often gives back by volunteering in the Georgetown community. He told me that his plan is to go to college and study physical therapy. And now, thanks to his hard work and our sponsors, Lorenz and Lorenz, Alan has received a $1,000 college scholarship.
Expect this. Like, actually, I felt emotional. I see Coach Griff coming in, see my mom, the principal, APs. I'm like at first I was thinking, I was like, am I in trouble? I was in trouble. I see Coach Griff. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get punished. All right. And then I see a check. I see you coming in. See a cameraman. I'm like, all right, so I did something.
Yes, he did. He did something very big, and his hard work has paid off. If you know a person who you'd like to nominate for our Scholar Athlete of the Month award, you can do so at kvue.com/Scholar Athlete of the Month. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. Out east in Bastrop, the undefeated Bears hosted a one-loss Weiss team. Weiss's only loss of the season was a hard-fought one-point defeat, and tonight I'm sure they wanted nothing more than to make an undefeated district rival feel that same sting of a loss on their home field. And how about this for starting the game the right way? The opening kickoff found Edric Whitley's hands, and Edric knows what to do when the ball comes his way. He put the T-Wolves on top before his offense even hit the field. That 85-yard return was great. But what took this defense from great to wacky, incredible, amazing is the fact that Bastrop did the exact same thing. The ensuing kickoff went to Faison Madison, who spun out of one tackle and ended up lateraling the ball to his teammate Nathan Blair. Guys, the band did not step on the field, but this was unbelievable. Weiss went on to win this one 34-7. Staying in District 25 6A, Aikens hope to snap a 3-game losing streak tonight against Del Valley. The Cardinals' defense clearly was not down with that plan. Let's see if Del Valley's quarterback would have a little more success. In one word, yes. Jace Wilson tossed the out route to Darius Lewis, and Darius broke out a juke move that I have only seen in video games until now. That drive ended with a touchdown. Del Valley wins this one 68-14. To the scoreboard, and we have a few 14-4A scores coming your way. Bernie and Fredericksburg are tied late in that one. We could see some overtime action, and Burnett pulled off a 54-28 win over Sonora. More scores, the Ducks still searching for their first win. I think it'll come, but it didn't come tonight. LaGrange wins that one 52-24, and Canyon Lake shuts out Blanco. Final score, 10-0. As you guys saw moments ago, I was at Georgetown High School earlier this week, and when I was there, I chatted with head coach Chuck Griffin about the Eagles game against Stephenville. He said playing the school from up north would represent one of the team's toughest challenges of the season. And that tough challenge started from the very first kick. Stephenville opened the game with an onside kick. They recovered it, and their very first play from scrimmage was a trick play that went 40 yards into the end zone. If the Eagles would keep that undefeated record intact, they'd have to work for it, and apparently senior Ryan Eady is A-OK with hard work. A 37-yard run up the middle tied this thing up in the second quarter. The game went down to the wire, but Georgetown's perfect record now has a 1 in the loss column. Stephenville wins this one 28-21. To Cameron Yo, where the guys presented a jersey to a 99-year-old fan as a birthday present. How cool is that? This, on the other hand, was not cool for the Yeomen. Troy wide receiver Bo Workman caught the quick pass, then started handing out juke moves and stiff arms like they were Halloween candy. And yes, we are already eating Halloween candy in my household. That touchdown made the score 24-7. Yo answered with a pair of trips to the end zone for Kobe Young, but those weren't enough. Yo's undefeated record is no more. Troy wins this one 59-41. Back to the scoreboard, Giddings falls to Navarro. That final score, oh, looks like we have a different score up here. That's okay, though. There's the one I'm looking for. Giddings falls to Navarro. Final score in that one is 46-32. Smithville, looks like they're back to their winning ways. They lead Luling 41-16. Lakeview right now trailing Llano. Actually, Lakeview has lost to Llano by 20. Final score in that one 41-21. Regents Private School gets a win over Wimberley 38-14 is the final. Back to the highlights, and it's time for some private school action. St. Michael's trying to pick up their first home win of the season, but Holy Cross had other ideas. The school from San Antonio brought a playmaker to town in Chris Malero. He scored on the ground and through the air. Holy Cross held a 14-point lead at the half, and the Crusaders fall in this one 52-14. Back to the scoreboard, we have some 6A action and some 3A action. Let's start with the big school. Cedar Ridge falls to Stony Point by 10. Final score in that one 42-32. And Manor New Tech, oh man, that's not a pretty score for them. They fall 57-7 to Academy. Want more scores? Good, guys, because we've got them. Caldwell beats Lexington 20-8. Florence falls to Johnson City. Final score in that one 38-7. Now, Friday nights are not just about the players on the field. They're also about the cheerleaders, the trainers, and of course the band. Every week this season, we're going to showcase one local group as our Friday Football Fever Band of the Week. This week, that honor goes to the band from Hutto High School. They play loud and proud from the very beginning to the very end of every game. Let's take a listen. Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. Earlier tonight, we showed you how Gerald and Lago Vista kicked off their district play this season. While many of us had to watch the highlights on a screen, my friend Emily Giangreco was there on the sidelines from beginning to end. Emily joins us now live from Gerald with a closer look at tonight's 3A showdown. Hey, Emily.
Jeff, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest, it's not our typical game of the week, a little bit of a blowout here at Gerald, but I do have to give it to the Cougars. Not once did they give up, even coming into the second half, even when there's only a few seconds left on the clock, they didn't give up. But at the end of the day, Lago Vista got the win, and a big part of it is this guy you're about to see on your screen, Buck Pounds. We got to talk about the QB. Let's put up the video. The guy, 6 completions for 14 attempts. He ends up having 116 yards passing and then 238 yards rushing. He gets in the end zone twice, and then he connects extremely well with Logan Parsons, another guy who had over 200 yards rushing tonight. He was in the end zone 4 times tonight. And I had a chance to talk with Coach Carton Phillips after the game, and I asked him, last year you guys went 2-9. You've already doubled your wins this season. How did it feel? And here's what he had to say.
It feels great. I think the kids they're playing phenomenally. There's a different attitude amongst the team. They're playing their butt off. They're playing for each other. They're playing with a really high energy and some confidence, and it's really shown in the scores.
Your quarterback, the guy can run, the guy can shoot, the guy can throw. Is there anything he can't do?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet. He makes something out of nothing all the time. Plays don't look right, and he ends up with a big play anyway. He does a really great job for us of just making things happen.
Do you look at him connecting with Parsons and think he might have a
I think we have a dangerous backfield for sure. I think when you have to make choices and what you're going to defend with us, you don't really have a good choice. I love all my guys back there.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Coach. Congrats.
Thank you.
It's always great to hear when a coach says, I love them. That's a good thing. So Lago Vista, they start out with a win tonight. Final score 56-30. They get their first win in district play. Unfortunately, Gerald doesn't, so they now go to 3-2. But hey, that's football. We'll be back with our game of the week next week. Who knows where we'll be live? You'll have to tune in and find out. But for now, let's send it back to Jeff Jones in the studio. Live at Gerald High School, Jeff.
Who knows where we'll be next week? I like that tease, Emily. Well, guys, stay right there. We still have more highlights and scores, plus our Mom of the Week, and 3 lucky viewers will win this awesome Friday Football Fever t-shirt. Before I tell you how you can win it, I'm going to bring on my friend Jake Garcia to take a picture. Jake, I'm going to hold it down here next to my good foot.
It's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler. We'll tell you all about the foot joke in a second. But the way that you win this, I'm going to post that picture on my social media pages at Jeff Jones Sports on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Over the weekend, I am going to randomly select someone who has commented on that picture and who happens to be following me on that social media service, and I'll let them know to come pick up their shirt. Hopefully it's you. We'll see you right after this. Now it's time to officially bring in my good friend Jake Garcia to the show. And Jake, let's go ahead and address the issue that everybody's probably screaming at their TV about right now. Your foot, man. I see you're in the boot. What's going on?
It's a little bit cut off, but let me raise it for the viewer. You want to know what happened? It was a loss all around last night. I was playing the other type of football, so soccer.
Okay.
My team took the L. I lost all feeling in my foot. So unfortunately, I'm here in a walking boot. Just a sprain, though, nothing too serious. We're going to get to some highlights now of some guys that could tough it out tonight. We'll start in 6A on 6A action, Westwood and Round Rock. You got District 13 in play, and hey, diddle diddle, Israel Morgan up the middle. Jeff, the Dragons put up over 600 yards of offense last week. Don't want to give any spoilers here, but they approached that mark here again in week 5.
Wow.
Westwood, they can sling it a little too, but their quarterback in the open field, the ball pried loose. Round Rock jumps on it. Seth Ford and company licking their chops. Here he goes deep to top target, Colin Sullivan. This is art personified. Round Rock came into the game averaging 47 per. It's great, but tonight they almost got that in the first half. 67-21 the final over Westwood. The Dragons off to a 4-0 start. To the class of Class 4, Lampasas going up against 0-4 Gatesville. Some defenses have never seen a lefty quarterback, and it shows. Ace Whitehead too easy to Brenton Webb. Lampasas jumping out to that early lead. Some more where that came from on the ensuing Badgers drive. It's great because it gives me another chance to say the name Ace Whitehead.
Ace.
Sounds like a deadly rattlesnake. Finds his guy Cameron Everts, who's been incredible all season long. Lampasas up 14-0, and Whitehead not even close to finish. Calls his own number this time. 59-point first half for Lampasas. It was all it would need. 59-0 the final score. Super quickly, 2A scores to get to. Both Mason and Harper won tonight, and then 6-man scores. You got Austin Hill Country over San Marcos Hill Country, and then Event over Round Rock.
All right, thanks for that, Jake. Well, guys, it is time to present another one of our Mom of the Week awards. This award is a way of us helping some local kids say thanks to their most supportive and hardest working fans, their moms. This week, we made the trip to Taylor High School, where Ducks football is a family event.
You're the KVUE Mom of the Week this week. And yeah.
Gosh.
Me and Luke want to say, and Josh want to say thank you for like all that you've done for us and like always pushing us and like keeping our grades up and stuff. And the team wants to thank you for just everything that you do for us.
Rene Schneider is this week's Mom of the Week. She has 2 sons who currently play for the Taylor Ducks. She has 2 other children who have graduated from Taylor High School, including 1 son who coaches for the team. Rene says the best part about being a football mom is having all her boys represent the Ducks program.
Because this year my son had just graduated from college, and now he's back to coach in his hometown to coach the Taylor Ducks. And so it's so special to have him on the sidelines coaching up his 2 brothers, and a lot of the kids on the team he knows as well from growing up in Taylor, and just having him there as a mentor as well to guide these young men on the right path.
Welcome back, and before we show you our Save of the Week nominees, we got to admit a mistake. We said Hutto High School was the band of the week. That was actually Taylor you saw. They were playing awesome, and some other guys who played awesome this week are Save of the Week nominees. Let's go ahead and start this off with one of the coolest kick returns that I have ever seen. Bastrop's Faison Madison fielded the kick. He hit a wall of defenders, decided he'd keep on going into the second wall of defenders. When he phoned a friend, he tossed it to Nathan Blair, and Nathan was a blur after that. It was a foot race down the left sideline, and it's one that he won.
All right, we go to nominee number 2, Del Valley's Jace Wilson to Darius Lewis. Check out that comeback route, and Darius gets the juke moves as well, kind of looking like how you used to do it, Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
He's pushed out at the 2-yard line, but that joystick move there, pretty sweet.
It worked. So is this. This is a play that looked really, really bad, then turned really, really good. That was Lago Vista's Logan Parsons, who spun out of trouble in the backfield and then turned what looked like a 3-yard loss into 65 yards and 6 points. The way that you vote on your favorite is by going to my Twitter page, @JeffJonesSports. There, you'll see the poll. Let me know what